what's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
Fellas, coming to you from Hall Pass Media in Newport Beach, this is Missin Curfew. And before the boys start snapping around, let's not forget this show is always presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Obes, Up Dog, our boy 93-1, Jay Swish, Curfew Calls, Christmas edition. Boys, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Fuck, I can't believe it's Christmas, man. That's crazy, eh?
30 days of the Elf on the Shelf. Finally, St. Nick's coming down the chimney, fella.
What is that elf on the shelf?
The old Elf on the Shelf. Elf on the Shelf is, it's a trickery little thing you do with your children. I hope no one's got this on in the car with their kids in the back.
Oh, okay. Well, we can talk about that.
Yeah, no, we got to talk. It's a little guy.
What do I
My guy's name's Star. My guy's name's, it doesn't need, it's all real in my house. Star ends up showing up every morning, Obes, with something new. Today, he was hanging on the back of his mom's robe with a little note to the kids saying, shh, don't tell mom I'm here. Other times he's rapping, he's painting on some of the family photos, like little mustaches on Izzy or Beckham. So anyway, every day it's doing something new, and he replies to Santa if the kids aren't being nice. So, it's Santa's little kind of peeping Tom.
So Swish, the way I gathered that is that's more work for mom and dad. That sounds just like
Big
more.
time.
Yeah, so that's more work for parents.
Yeah. Is that a new thing, or is that always been a thing? Is that a tradition that's been around for the ages? Because I don't remember my parents doing that.
No.
I don't know.
Schmaltzy, no, I think it's been 3 or 4 years. I fell into my lap when I had a kid.
Gotcha.
I will say this. The benefits of it is, listen, you convince your kids he's always watching. And around this time of year, you want a little break. You want to be them going to bed early. Their school ends a week before Christmas and goes through a week after Christmas. You get this 2-week break where you don't need the kids just, eating candy and staying up late and always watching movies. You basically say, hey, Star's watching. And you don't want him to go tell, Santa Claus that you've been a little nuisance. So that's, so it keeps him in check.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, it keeps him in check.
You boys, you remember like the first time you as a kid, you kind of found out that Santa wasn't real? It probably was in between the ages of 9 to 12. I don't know, whatever it was, you set out the milk and cookies. You think he's coming down the fucking chimney. And I just remember when I finally realized that Santa wasn't real. And I went up to my dad and I asked him, I was like Santa's not real. I just remember being a kid, and I think he looked at me and said, yeah, he's not. You know what I mean? He didn't even try to convince me. Yeah, he's not. I'm like, all right, that sounds good. So glad we can get that over with.
I'm trying to I don't really remember. I don't remember like when I realized it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember like the day.
You don't? Oh.
No, I can't.
Oh, I remember like it was yesterday, brother. Yeah,
I can remember the first days of a few other things throughout my life, but I can't remember when I finally realized that old Jolly St. Nick was just Pitter fucking running up the visa. Sorry.
It'd take a minute to really comprehend it, but for me, I was always a little jealous when that song came on that Santa's been kissing mom or whatever the hell that was.
Mommy's been kissing Santa Claus.
So I got a little jealous and I was a little pissed off at Santa because I was like his home wrecker. So now. I'm sure once I first got the word that he wasn't.
I think Scott would let your mom just kiss. Have a hall pass to kiss Santa.
It starts the kiss, it gets on to something else, under the tree,
under the chimney,
and it ends up on top of the fucking.
Break out the eggnog. Next thing you know, fucking you're bent over the fireplace.
You got fucking ashes for.
I told you just to kiss Santa, not fucking. What's going on here?
Yeah, why do you have ash all over your face, Mom? Yeah, bent over the fire there. Yeah, okay. No, but at least I knew that wasn't real. I mean, my mom wasn't banging Santa.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic that Up Dog was thinking about that when he was a kid.
I was just gonna say
how things played out for him.
It says the makings of a softcore porno we're sketching up here. Jesus Christ, we're up to a hot start. A young Up Dog was thinking about his mom getting bent. But
yeah, he's like, oh, poor big Scott. Hey, Santa's taking a run at mom.
We're taking advantage of this holiday season here. What kind of cheer is that?
How cool would it be? This could be like way out there, but how cool would it be if Santa was real though? That if he had this sick fucking sled that, you know, with all the time changes and this and that, he could just step on the gas and start fucking sending it. With all the AI and shit now, do you think you could just like create a Santa Claus that could actually fucking do it? Like Elon Musk, create a Santa Claus.
You mean like
a robotic Santa Claus?
A robotic Santa Claus that fucking
that lands on every chimney?
maybe not lands, but just fucking sends like somehow like drones or something go in.
I bet you could subscribe to a guy that just shows up and lands on your roof and fucking slings down, comes in, licks some box and gets the hell out of there. You know?
It's back to Santa licking box here, Swishy.
Well, it's got to be the double subscription. You know, he gives gifts and, you know.
I'm just thinking with all the technology now, could we create a Santa Claus that could actually maybe accomplish the feat of one gift per household, Tesla style or something? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to come with licking box, but I do think that's something that
gifted box. I mean,
gifted box. Yeah, but I do think we have something there. Elon Musk or someone could throw that together. That they probably are doing that in China. Yeah, right? It's just the advances in the science for sure can make it happen.
So you subscribe, you got to pay whatever it is to get your one gift from Santa.
Yeah.
And
he comes in
and he takes a picture at your house. I don't know, like something to prove that Santa was there to your kids.
I don't know. He's going to have to come through the front door though, because I think the chimney thing's a little tight.
Chimneys, some houses don't have chimneys.
Yeah, he's going to have to come fucking right through the front door. But I got a funny story. 2 years ago.
Is it about eating box?
No, my father-in-law, Duke, 2 years ago had a Russian Santa Claus show up to our house, and he knocked on my door. I had no idea who he was. He could barely speak English. And then he got dressed out in the driveway in his car. So all of a sudden there's knock. There's this blonde Russian guy at my door. He looked like a bookie or a sales guy.
Oh, the Russian you're open for, right?
Yeah. And then I'm like, hello. And he's like, is Duke there? And I'm like, yeah, weird. And then I was like, oh shit, this is the, you know, so anyway, skinny guy. He wasn't perfect.
Did he smell like vodka? Was he a drunk Santa Claus?
So he comes back and 10 minutes later, he's in there and his beard's fallen down. His shoes don't match. He doesn't look like Santa at all from the mall.
Ozempic Santa Claus?
And he couldn't speak English. So we had to convince our kids that, you know, he was from Russia. It was Santa that had a Russian accent. He was from Russia, but, you know, he was part of the tour. He was part of the tour.
Where did Duker find this fucking guy? The back of the fucking
back page.
Backpages.com. I thought they got rid of that site in general, Swishy.
Yeah, it was a horny Russian Santa. Yeah, imagine I always had like an idea of just like I want to be like for a day like Billy Bob Thornton and Bad Santa, just, you know, parading around town, brown bagging and smoking darts, doing an odd job at the mall. Being Santa, like that would be hilarious.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That is, I mean, 1 and 2 is unbelievable. Yeah. I thought, you know, and speaking of movies, the movie The Santa Claus with Tim Allen, going back to chimneys here, I'm bringing out the young kid in me. Like I was always like, I remember Santa Claus. I'm like, what if people don't have chimneys? And in that movie, I don't know if you remember, but when Santa shows up to the house, the chimney just magically appears. I was like, that's a good way to kind of spin it for the kids, right?
Kids.
As soon as Santa shows up, he has this power of the chimney opens up. And down he comes.
If you only had that power to make him open up. Right?
Yeah, no kidding. But Doug, I wanted to ask you, like, I just finished my Christmas shopping yesterday. When you become a parent, like, what does it take the stress level
to
the max or what? Like, you're like, well, what? Like, I've noticed your schedule here in the last little bit. Like, when have you found some time to go Christmas shop?
I haven't bought one thing.
So now what? You just full court Amazon style, or you?
Yes, I guess I'm really leaning on Christina to get a game plan. This we've got a day here before the.
No, you got a week.
No, I know, but this is coming out on New Year's Eve or on.
Yeah, this will come out Christmas Eve.
We're filming a week before.
Hopefully, you have your Christmas shopping done when this podcast hits the airwaves.
Yeah, and to top it off, her birthday is on Friday, so.
Oh no!
Yeah, so it's a double win.
So that's the 23rd. No, that's the 21st.
21st.
Oh God! So you got to do birthday and Christmas.
That is tough sledding.
That's a bad bounce. Hey, Swishy, that's a bad bounce.
I'd like to say I got an excuse, but I really don't because.
Well, you've been on a fucking bender.
I know, but that's my fault. That's bad Santa right there. but I'll get it figured out. I just, we're in the studio 3 days this week.
Yeah, I kind of.
I'll figure, maybe Friday, take a dad day, go to Fashion Island. Yeah, but I think we're over the fact of buying a lot of shit for each other. I'd rather keep things small. The kids have enough shit. We just box a few things, get them some socks and some Spider-Man t-shirts and whatever the case may be. But keep it simple.
Less is more at the Upshaw household, Swishy. Less is more. I like that.
It's always tough, too, when you first start dating a chick and her birthday's in December, because then you got her birthday, then you got Christmas, then you got New Year's. So those are 3 chances you got to impress her if you actually like this gal. And then you roll that into January, Obi, and that goes quick. And then you have Valentine's Day. So I always feel for the fellas that are dating a gal, especially early on in December. It's tough sled, man.
You got to wait till the new year before you really commit to being in a relationship with her. I mean, you don't want to do. If you're a single guy heading into the holidays, you don't want to be in a relationship heading into the holidays, anyways. In my opinion,
I guess they like pressure to go to their house and see their family, and especially early on.
I'm just even saying, like, maybe you started dating her, in March, and then, you roll it into the first chance you're going to get for the holidays, and her birthday happens to be in December. Like, that's tough. You know what I mean? Like, you got to manage that. You can't come out of the gates too hot, right? Because then the bar is set for the expectation, and it only goes up.
I'd say just save it for a barbecue in June or something. If I take Christmas through June, just make sure you go slow.
Yeah. Really slow play it, eh?
Yeah, like
July 4th, eh? Okay, baby. Hey, happy July 4th.
We're through July, maybe catch August long weekend.
You don't want to have a girlfriend on July 4th either.
No.
Fuck.
Do you want to have a girlfriend ever? Now that we're talking.
Not if you're not going to have kids.
I'm going to plead the fifth.
At this age, not unless you're going to have kids. That would be my view. If you're not going to have kids, and just fire away. I just,
Well, you have been firing away. That's why you got 3 kids.
Oh, I know. But if you're not wanting the kids, like if you're not at that point, like, you focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Self-reflect, look in the mirror, work out, and just stump a lot.
Yeah. Well, what about if all your buddies already have, like the situation I was in, all my buddies were spitting out kids.
Yeah.
So there's no one to really like. Well, this is before Swishy came in. Swishy, fuck, is before you came into my life, fella. You just got to go find single friends.
Totally. No, I get it. At some point, someone.
I see what you're saying, and I always thought that, because I don't know if I want to have kids, and then obviously I met Mac Miller, and I wasn't even expecting to be in a relationship right now. And she probably wasn't either. But I get what you're saying. Like, if you're not going to have kids, as much as it's nice to have someone there, but what's the point, so to speak?
Yeah, because then it eventually gets to the point, and I don't know if you're at this point. I don't think you are, but if it gets where she's just applying all this pressure. Your friends have kids.
What do you know about pressure? Yeah. Well, I have kissed a man before.
I'd rather kiss a man than go to the next phase with you. That's any matter.
No, there's no. I see.
Because some girls put on the pressure right away. Yeah, and that's what you don't want. It's unnecessary.
No, so when they put this pressure on you, that's when I in my opinion, you gotta abort. If they don't respect your timeline, then come on.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, and I think Updog is speaking to guys even my age, right? Yeah. If you're not ready to have kids or be in a serious relationship, just self-reflect. I love that line. Self-reflect.
Yeah, you caught that. Good.
Oh my God.
I hope everyone listening catches that too. Fucking wake up, boys. Stay single.
That is a classic Updog line. If you're not ready to have kids, just focus on yourself, work out, self-reflect. Oh man, that is awesome.
Wrap yourself up for Christmas and open that. Fucking enjoy it.
Oh, you're right. You are 100% right, brother.
Shoot yourself like an amusement park, eh? Just fucking let's sit back here and just enjoy your.
Just play coin toss with your, erection for a while, and you'll be fine.
We got to get Princey to clip that. Self-reflect.
Oh man. All right, we'll try to get back on the Christmas theme here, boys. Real quick, is there anything? What do the boys want? What are the boys going to get for Christmas this year? I'll tell you what I went with. I asked Mac Miller for some aloe gear. I've always been a Lululemon guy. I've never rocked aloe. Do either of you guys rock aloe? Is it buttery or what?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's juice. Yeah. Oh yeah. They did this one workout shirt. I don't know the name of it, but I have it in every single color. It's the best shirt you can wear. Actually, that was a shirt I coat checked in Aspen. It's a nice shirt. You can wear it working out, or you can wear it just, out. It plays both ways.
See,
Juice.
that's why you keep yourself in good shape. You're thinking from working out. I said to her, like, I want comfy shit that I could wear that looks like decent. That's where I'm at in my life, right? I just want to be comfy, but still look decent. I thought Aloe might have some, comfy pants that look half decent.
I think that's a look now that you can, you could go to dinner in sweatpants.
I did in Aspen.
You know what I mean? But Aspen's a pure example. LA is an example, like cities, or just watch the kids going into hockey games. They're all like dressed in scrubs and make it look pretty good. I would say, Aloe's probably up there with some of the comfiest looking sweats. I've never had them.
I've never had them either. I know Loops likes them. Swishy likes it, so that's nice.
Yeah.
I was Viore, but Viore is more of the travel wear. You're not really.
Yeah, Viore just it doesn't fit me great. Not Aloe. I don't know if Aloe will either, but Viore's just a little.
I need to get. Christina's got good style. The way I only say that because she's asked me what I want. I'm like, just give me like 3 looks, like that you expect me to look when I go out to dinner. Because I since I stopped playing and had kids, I'd wear golf gear, and like you, from the mornings in Newport Beach, you don't have to wear anything. You just walk around naked if you want. You really. Fuck, who's watching? No,
I think your wardrobes. I think you're cutting yourself.
Yeah, I know. But I just like something fresh, whatever she wants me to wear. Is it baggy? I don't know. Baggy pants.
So you're looking for her just to put a little pack.
3 looks.
3 looks for you.
3 looks.
Head to toe.
Yeah, like J. Crew. She bought me some J. Crew stuff not too long ago for a family photo. Looked pretty good.
J. Crew?
Yeah, it's fucking, hey, off the rack. But.
How do you feel about J. Crew over there, J. Swish?
I don't think an Updog 6-7 years ago would be wearing J. Crew.
No. Fuck no, he wouldn't have worn J. Crew. He would have ripped him.
Now, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, now.
I'd rather gamble my money.
Responsibly.
No, but by the way, I'll tell you this. How many times you buy a nice white t-shirt that costs you like $120 and then it's fucking stained the next day? And you go put it in the washer and it's got one of those, I don't know what you guys
jumps out of your closet like a goddamn magic show.
This detergent stain I'm getting on my does anyone know how to get that off? I think you ought to do a wash with the washing machine.
Do you use the Tide pods?
No, I'm using actually the clear Tide now, the white one.
But no pod.
No pods.
Okay, because the pods, I had to make the switch because the pods were...
All of a sudden you'll have one stain on your shoulder. Anyway, I like John Varvatos. Love the t-shirts, but like you wear them once or twice, they're in one.
You can't wash those fucking things.
Can't wash them.
When they come right out of the store, they're crispy.
Yeah, when was the last thing in a John Varvatos store?
I actually ordered 3 t-shirts online a couple weeks ago, and I wore it once. It was buttery. I washed it. It doesn't fit the same.
Crazy.
And I didn't dry it. I hang dried it.
You gotta maybe dry clean it.
Dry clean only.
Fuck.
So Updog's going for 3 new looks from his wife.
3 new looks.
Anything you want under the Christmas tree, fella?
I don't know, fellas. I mean, my uncle got me that Slapshot poster for some wall decor. That was unbelievable. So I added that. I was fired up about that. Reggie Dunlop right in front of the, just set in stone, the old Slapshot movie poster. So that's a staple in here. I don't know, man. I don't really know. I think maybe a nice new jacket or a jumpsuit, one of those two would be the things I'm kind of eyeing down right now. I usually just do my shopping for myself in terms of my swag and my style. So I also don't really like asking for shit, to be honest. Like my parents, they always ask me like, what do you want? I'm like, I'm fucking 32 years old. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not at home anymore and not living off your dime. Like just buy me a dinner or something or buy me a chew. I don't care, like it's whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm not like a guy that really like expects gifts all the time. You know what I mean? So for me, nice dinner with my folks. That's all I really need, or something like that, or a lift ticket one of the days when we're in Park City over Christmas. That's all I would.
Oh, you teed me up for my last question here before we head to our Christmas curfew calls. So you're heading to Park City for Christmas Eve, Christmas Updog. You're in Newport.
We're in Newport.
What's your Christmas Eve look like with the kiddos and everything like that? Like,
I think it's probably family. Maybe take them to a movie.
Yeah,
but it's Christmas Day. Christina's family usually comes over. We just we veg out, eat, share some fucking stories, watch some sports. Me and Dukester.
3 football games on Christmas Day. The Chiefs Bronco game is now obviously not quite as exciting. I'm sure that Amazon or Netflix is probably a little choked at. Mahomes tore his ACL and LCL, and now the game means fuck all. But I will be watching football as well.
Yeah. What other games are there?
I mean, you're an association guy. The NFL kind of came in and the association used to be Christmas days, like 5 games. And Roger Goodell and the NFL just said, hey, we're going to take some of your thunder, eh, Swish?
Yeah, it used to be Christmas Day in the association. It was my favorite day. You sit down and you wake up, you're half stung. Games come on Central Time about 10 or 11 a.m., and they run all the way till 10 or 11 p.m. So now that the NFL came into the equation, kind of sucks, honestly. I know you two are, at least Uppy isn't the biggest basketball guy, but that was a day for basketball for me. Hung on the couch, sitting there with my brother, cousins, uncles, sister, dad. That was a big day for us. Like, you don't even really watch the games. You're just, placing bets and you're stung. But a lot of eating as well. But now the NFL kind of came in, like you said, and just dropped its nuts on the table. So I guess it's more tailored to football now.
I'm going to an association game. I'm heading home for Christmas to see my two little meathead nephews, Porter and Smith, mom and dad and Katie, my brother-in-law. But I'm going Raptors Celtics on, I guess it would be the 20th of December. And I reached out to our boy Travis looking for some
Tickies?
Well, looking for some courtside tickies. I said, fella, whatever it is, just let me know. And he's like, I couldn't track him down. So I don't have boots on the hardwood, Swishy. I'm first row in the Platinos.
Yeah,
but I'm not boots. I wanted boots on the ground at the Raptors game, but I couldn't find courtside tickets. If anyone's got any, hit me up. I'm willing to pay. I want boots on the ground, Swish.
Those tickets where you got to stop at CVS before it. You got to grab a tweezers just in case you get a splinter. Those are nice tickets. I actually went to the first ever Christmas Day game in Toronto. It was the year after they won it, and it was I think it was TO Boston. And I was same as you, Obes. I was one row off the wood. I was actually Binnington, my buddy Binner, had some good pull there after he won the cup. So I was like, fella, I need a favor from you. I need some tickets. And he got me, same thing, one row off the wood. But that was a historic moment. I went into that game. I remember I woke up stung again and I whacked my pen and I was just cooked walking into that arena. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was playing for the Marlies at the time and I was just half licked. It was nice.
I'm going to be nice and cooked walking into old Scotiabank Place, or it's always going to be the Air Canada Center to me. Last but not least here, what about Christmas movies, boys? What's your must watch? For me, every year, Christmas Vacation, Griswold's, Shitter's Full. I always watch it every Christmas night. I'm going to start watching some Christmas movies, starting at the end of this week. Four Christmases is a sneaky good one. Fred Claus, Elf. We talked about Bad Santa I will watch, but Christmas Vacation for me is a must watch on usually Christmas night.
I'll probably go classic. Like, I know it doesn't take place at Christmas, but it reminds me of Christmas. Is Dumb and Dumber. I'm gonna fire that on. And just,
why does that make you think of Christmas?
Because it's like in Aspen, fucking,
it's winter time
and a couple of water.
It's winter time for
that. So I know all the lines.
Okay,
so I'll sit there, get cooked, and watch.
Yeah, Sissy, what's your go-to Christmas movie, fella?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch Bad Santa at least twice. Thurman Mervyn, Willis Oak, Tori Cox. It's the best. So I'm gonna watch that a couple times. Go fix you some sandwiches, and then I will probably. It's not really a Christmas movie. We were talking about it. I mean, I'm going to have to watch Slapshot. It's just going to put me in that mood of just having a good time, drinking, hanging out. So those will probably be the two I'll watch, even though Slapshot is not a Christmas movie. Just give me any excuse to watch it. And then maybe Elf. I like Elf.
Yeah.
So I'll probably mix that in. But those would probably be the three.
And I'll probably watch the Santa Claus movies too with Tim Allen. Those are classics.
I actually seen the kids have actually been already watching those.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. They're on in the background. I'm usually cooking and shit, but drinking,
cooked. He's cooked while he's cooking. So, boys, we're right back with some curfew calls. Fella. Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Up dog, swishy swish. Curfew Christmas calls. KC, my man, are we starting with a call-in, fella?
Yeah, boys, we got a call in, a guy named Mike Taylor calling in. So here we go, boys.
Tails.
Fellas, Mike and Muskoka. Take us back 10, 15 years, maybe less for Swish, when you're having to navigate buying a gift for the special someone in your life, or someone's. I'm sure there's got to be some good stories, and I'm not looking to get anyone in trouble here either. But there's got to be girls in different cities, 1, 2, maybe, was it a team order from Flowers? Was the up dog buying gifts like he's Josh Allen that just won the MVP for his lineman? What was the routine? I'd love to hear. Love listening. Thanks.
Mike from
I love the metaphor, Josh Allen.
I'll tell you what, if there's a place you could spend Christmas, it's in the Muskokas. That'd be a nice place to bring in the Christmas spirit and even in the New Year.
Maybe ice fish there?
Sure you can. Sure you can.
Fish at the bar and then fish on the ice after.
Yeah, go to the Key. I don't know if the Key to Battle is open in the wintertime. I don't think it is, but the Muskokas is beautiful. So, Mike, thanks for calling in. I'll set the charge here. Like, I wasn't buying any girls gifts ever. And, you know, I was single my whole career, basically. So, yeah, obviously I was chatting girls up throughout. I mean, if it was anything, it might have been a flight in to see me or something like that, right? Like, hey, you know, you got time off of work, time off of school, you know. Oh, you're just, you know, just because you just broke up with your boyfriend, you want to, you know, get away for a couple days. You know, here's a Southwest bird coming in for a couple nights. But no, I was never doing gifts. I was trying to avoid gifts at all costs. I wasn't buying purses. I mean, I used to play with guys that are buying these girls handbags and fucking jewelry. And I'm like, dude, well, you realize you're going to have to do this for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I bought my girl last year, Mac Miller, I brought her a Rolex through flowers. And even part of me was like, why am I doing, like, you know, she just, you know, she didn't have a watch. I wanted to get her something nice. But now I'm like, she's going to expect that, right? Every Christmas. Well, this Christmas, she's not getting you fucking either your Rolex. So you just got to be careful is what I'm saying, Up Dog. I'll turn it over to you. But I was single, and if I was, you know, hanging out with girls or whatever, they weren't getting anything from me. And the guys that were buying all these expensive bags and shit, I always thought it was kind of a pigeon move.
I guess what you're saying, and Schmaltz, you probably agree, is it's a slippery slope because, you know, if she's not your full-time girlfriend, getting her a gift would possibly, it would put you in the category of, you know, we're taking the next step.
Big step.
And that alone would be a pretty good gift for her, I'd say. Or, you know, I would say if you're going to calm down Shane O'Brien or Scotty Upshaw here, that's a pretty good gift because they're tough.
There's no calm
They're
down
tough.
back then.
When they're playing the league, they're tough to keep under control. I would say if there was anyone like, you know, if there was a girl that, you know, say a masseuse, team masseuse or what? I'm not banging the team masseuse. I'm just saying if there's a girl in your fucking life that you need to buy a gift for, you get her like a
Oh, you're saying you get her a massage? Are you saying you get her a massage?
No, I'm actually saying the fucking masseuse or so maybe get her a free nail salon, or, you know, you get her a pedicure or fucking, you know, a keychain. I don't know.
Okay, so you're saying you would get the team masseuse a day at the spa or something?
Yeah, like something, you know, like fuck.
A little something for the effort.
Yeah, like the team chef, eh? You know, schmaltzy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking. You know, what do you get the Stewies, for example? You know, I was part of the.
That's a good question. You would always take care of those students.
The Stewies, they don't, you know, most of them just probably want money. Great, but throw money and throw like a pedicure or fucking
ball of nice wine. Usually we
Iterator.
Yeah, so
I think the boys would chip in and, like, you know, the whatever nicest restaurant in Vancouver or whatever. We'd ask them where their favorite place to go eat. You know, nice, get their gift certificate there.
You thought I was banging the masseuse.
I just thought it was funny, Swiss. And the first thing that came to his mind was team masseuse. I was like, where the fuck is this guy going with this?
Yeah, you could go like full Peter LaFleur in dodgeball, where you're giving out like the handwritten coupons.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like one free back rub. Now those are nice gifts right there. You could do that. You know, personalize them.
That's one of the best moves by anybody ever, is by Peter LaFleur when he does that to her.
Yep.
Because he obviously he doesn't have any money, so he wants to get her something, and he makes it cool, funny, and he gets to get his hands on her. I always thought that scene was like, fella, well played by you, buddy.
Yeah. I've actually used that myself. The coupons, it's nice. Yeah, it's a nice touch.
Anal. What else you play?
Anal, one free dinner,
Coconut oil rub down.
Yeah, you get to use the 9-speed vibrator. I don't know. We got options.
Swishy, so are you a big gift guy to I think I know the answer to this, but is there, what do you think, a big Mikey's question for the Muskokas?
Yeah, well, I wasn't as smart as you guys early on. I had a gal for a while, for I think my first 7 or 8 years playing. So usually it was just standard girlfriend stuff that way. And then when I finally, you know, smartened up a little bit, realized I didn't want to get married, I was playing over in Europe. So I just remember I wasn't ever a gift guy, but it was always funny when you be at those European Christmas markets, you know, and especially if you're a single guy, you kind of got to maneuver your way through maybe a couple different dates. That would be the only thing I would do is just those Christmas markets and go hang out. But no, for gifts, Obes, no.
Did you ever have a girl that you were kind of seeing get you a gift and you didn't get her anything?
Yeah.
I don't know if that ever happened to me or not, but that would be a tough situation if you're kind of like half seeing this girl and, you know, she sends you something, a little UPS or FedEx, and you get it Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, and you're like, oh boy.
What about when you're really young, like when you're like 18, 19, and you had the girl that you were, you know, writing letters to and shit back and forth, and it would just go straight Victoria's Secret, right? Right, panties and little G-strings.
I don't know. I did have a girlfriend in junior, a couple girlfriends in junior.
In junior, you're buying that. She's getting you Abercrombie stuff and
Definitely
and
Abercrombie.
And you're just going straight panties.
I'll never forget the smell of Abercrombie and Finch. That the cologne it had, the store would just reek like it. I was a big Abercrombie Finch guy. I don't know if I went into Victoria's Secret and got her G-string or not. I can't remember.
I did.
I think when I got her like flowers or something. I was kind of a softie when I was a little bit younger, Swishy.
Yeah, you know, a play I used to do, I just think it was hilarious because, you know, my gal at the time would just hate it. But I used to wrap like at least one of her gifts in like a Bud Light cardboard box. You know what I mean? So like you take like a 24 pack of Bud Light, empty it out, and then you just wrap it like in that cardboard, like the Bud Light. So it looked like she'd be getting like a pack of Bud Light. That was always a classic play. Or you go Sonny Koufax and just wrap it in newspaper. I always like just fucking around like that, making it fun.
I would say this though to Mike's question, like I bet you there's lots of guys, not only in the NHL, NBA, MLB, NFL, that are single and have some girls in the bullpen, and I bet you they're just sending them all gifts. I bet you there's guys out there that are like sending, you know, this girl the nicest bag and this girl, not, you know, there's definitely guys out there that go all in on their bullpen.
That's how you get pinched.
That's how you get pinched. It's just a hero move, if you ask me.
Yeah. But if you are like dating a girl, like, you know, getting her, I don't know, like we're talking aloe earlier, like getting her an aloe, like little sweatsuit with like bandana and panties.
It's always coming back to panties over here with this guy today, Fishy.
I don't know. Your girls, are they much into like lingerie and stuff?
Not really.
Yeah, mine's not. She's never really been. She says if I buy her something.
My girl doesn't even really wear underwear that much.
Yeah. She's like, if you buy me something, sure. But I don't, you know.
You know, it's funny you say that. I was thinking about maybe like, I've already done my Christmas shopping, but I was thinking about maybe getting some lingerie. You know, spice it up a little bit maybe, you know? I don't know. I thought about it.
Like the garter and like stuff like that.
Yeah, there's some sexy stuff out there.
You know, who's making the sexy stuff? Kyle, who's making
Is Victoria's Secret still in business, or they go belly up?
I think they are, but I think you can get better.
Better than that?
So you can find some stuff out there. It might be, you might have to import it from China or Amazon, but yeah, there's some good stuff out there.
No, like there's
imported from like Paris. They're gonna have good.
Yeah, there's nice
Paris.
Like you walk around Fashion Island, or you walk around South Coast Plaza here.
I was in there this morning.
So this morning,
there was a security guard there, straight out of the fucking movie SWAT. He had gun, everything. I'm like, this guy is. You know, most security guys in the mall have like Paul Bart when they got with the whistle. Scary. This guy was fucking locked and loaded and ready to rock. I'm like, I got to grab my thing and get out of here. And this guy's looking for one.
Well, yeah. I mean, they just arrested those fucking guys planning all these plots with.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah,
security's up. But that's. I would say, boys, tread carefully with the gifts. You don't want to spoil them early. Save your money. Totally. All right, save your money.
Totally.
Stay single around Christmas time is what I would say, Swishy. KC, are we going call, or you want to read one for the fellas?
All right, boys, I'm going to read one here from our boy Ethan Robinson. Here we go. Fellas, Ethan from Perth, Ontario. Obes, I'm in one tonight. I'm a junior C player, but how do I live the National League life when I go to clubs and bars? I feel like I'm in the coast pulling 4s, except I want to feel like I'm in the show pulling 10s, eating good food and drinking good food. Cheers, boys. Rip Jimmy. And backstory on this one, this guy was pinned. Like, I could barely even, like, get his message together. Had to, like, throw it through ChatGPT. Like, what was this guy trying to say? And I finally got it together, but I'm pretty sure this is what he wanted to ask.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Scoops. Absolutely. Broadway, we still miss you, fella. Miss you every day. Listen, Ethan, fella, playing Junior C. It's tough to be living the National League life when you're playing Junior C. Although I would just say I know where Perth is. It's over by Ottawa. That's a tough question. I mean, I think you just got to accept the fact that you're only going to wheel fours, and drink them, make them look better with the more you drink. But, I mean, if you're playing junior C hockey in Perth, you can't be expecting to be, going out in Hollywood and wheeling the best models in the world. I like where your head's at, Ethan. I mean, I wish I had a genie bottle you could rub, fella, but just enjoy playing junior C, snapping out with the boys, getting pinned, and drinking a 4 to a 6, eh? Drinking a 4 to a 6.
Yeah, it's banging broads isn't going to be your day job if you're playing junior C.
No,
it's not.
No,
it's not going to be. They're looking more junior A. They're looking more the AHL, Showtime. But maybe just hit the gym, work a little harder.
Yeah.
Tie your skates tighter because you probably got those weak ankles if you're playing junior C. But yeah, fuck. What's he saying here too about eating tens, eating good food, drinking stuff? He wants to know
banging fours, going to clubs and bars in Perth. Maybe he zips down to Market Street down there in Ottawa. I don't know if he can even afford to get down there. Swishy, like I like where his head's at, but I would say just enjoy the fact that you're playing junior hockey with your buddies. And, the 4s and 5s need loving too, fella.
Yeah, as the late Bon Scott once said from AC/DC, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. I would say junior C is probably not your avenue to get treated or be a national leaguer per se. I mean, you're, again, a long way from the top. So I would say ride out your junior C career. And if that's something you really want to do, where you want to meet the finer things in life, you might have to make a occupational change and become the best investment banker, whatever it is, Obes, to find yourself in a different tax bracket, because hockey is probably not going to be the meal ticket if you want to live that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, and I would say just enjoy while you're playing still, right? Like,
yeah,
we obviously were all lucky enough to get to the highest level and play, but like when it comes to an end for anyone, it sucks. And there's a day for this kid that, he's going to wish he was playing junior C with the boys in Perth and banging fours. I'd say get that. There's got to be a couple 6s kicking around Perth and Ottawa and the greater Ottawa area, right? I think he could do better than 4s. Ethan, my advice to you would be maybe don't settle for the 4s. Go out there and try to track down a 6 or 6 and a hook. Maybe you can do that, fella, playing junior C. You can get that done.
I would just ask too, how many times a week is he getting in one? Like maybe take a few days off and work on your just skills, life skills.
Yeah.
Instead of just getting in one, and we love the fact that you're calling in here, but hopefully you're not doing this every night.
Or maybe he is.
Maybe night before the game, just take it off. Yeah. So you can go get a couple, and then girls, no matter what, if there's girls in the crowd or not, if you score, they admire that.
Yeah, and you got to think, even playing junior C with all these apps they have now, they Swishy and everything, like
you just lie and say it's junior B.
I mean, yeah, but I still think you have the advantage in Canada. I hope this never changes. That even playing junior C, you still have the advantage over a guy who's not playing hockey at all, right, Swishy? So you got to think there's some, there's a couple girls out there in the Perth area, the greater, Ottawa area, that, hey, junior C is good enough for them, fella.
Yeah, I would also say, take it one step further, just lie. Always lie. I mean, just say you're playing junior A, and you're playing in the OJ,
playing for the 67s.
Yeah, or maybe you're playing in the Ontario League, and then maybe you got a jersey on, and maybe you can fool a few out there. It's not really my play I would do, but you would be the first guy that's lying at the level you're playing, and confidence is key too. When you get in the bar, maybe you make them laugh. Maybe you're funny. Maybe it doesn't matter what level of hockey you play. Maybe you're just doing it strictly on your aura and your personality. I don't know. Maybe Jeremy's a little fucking crazy.
Yeah. No, listen, by the way, it's not really lying. You're just saying stretch the truth a little bit. And I'll go back to when I was in the American League, right? I'd come back home, I was in the American League, go out in Toronto or wherever and, meet some girls. They ask me, where do you play? Oh, I signed with the Anaheim Ducks. I wasn't on the Anaheim Ducks.
Totally.
But they heard Anaheim Ducks, and I had just enough scratch to be able to buy the fucking booze for the night. That was before Google and all this shit. Now they could probably sizzle you, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, look you up. No, you played the fucking coast, bud.
Yeah, you could change that.
You could change that. Ethan, buddy, enjoy the game. Stay single. Have fun, fella. And
thanks for calling.
Snap around the boys and keep that buzz going. Thanks for the call, fella. Casey, what's next, bud?
All right, boys, one more written one here coming in from Josh Corns. He's a kid who I guess we turned around. He He says, "What's up, fellas? Corns here from the East Kootenai Wise of BC. When I first Kootenays. When I first started listening to the pod, I wasn't sure about you fellas, to be honest. I kept listening, and I was like, damn, these boys are fucking beauties. So my question is, have you ever met someone you just didn't like or hated at first, but then they ended up being beauties and you guys became friends? Thanks, boys, and keep your chins tucked."
Kyle left this out. I thought you boys were a bunch of plugs. Plugs is a good chirp, eh? You're a fucking plug. Hey, you fucking plugs.
Yeah.
Keep your chin tucked. Fuck yeah, man. Zen and Konopka.
Well, can we just state when we first started doing the pod, we were drunk every podcast, by the way?
Yeah.
We were pinned.
We were pinned and we didn't know what, not that we know what we're doing now, but
yeah,
at least we have a game plan.
Cons would make us do it over again and say this over. We're just like, fuck, this is work. So we understand why you might have had that opinion early.
Yeah. And listen, for me, actually, one of my best friends to this day still, Cramper, Stephen Cramp. When I first met him, I thought I was from Port Hope. He was a cake eater from Coburg.
Cake eater.
And I went from Port Hope to going to school in Coburg, where I ended up spending most of my time. But like, I met this guy and like, you know, I was like, this guy, I don't know about this guy, right? I'd like to maybe take him outside and kick the shit out of him. And then I got to know him and he ended up becoming one of my best friends. So like from away from hockey, that is, you know, to answer your question, Josh. Yeah. One of my best buddies forever. When I first met him, when I first went to high school, I'm like, this guy's not for me. And I don't even remember how we kind of started hanging out. Like, maybe at parties. Actually, he would have parties at his house a lot of the times too. So maybe that's where we started hanging out. But the rest is history, up dog.
In hockey, this happens a lot, I think.
Big time in hockey.
You know, you move around, you play, you know, you grow up, you're playing against someone. They're the best player on their team. You know, you got a little vibe on your team. You make it through the next league. It's another fresh year. You fucking hate this guy. You both get drafted somewhere. All of a sudden, you battle the first 5 years, and then you play together. And I look back, and maybe a guy like Vern Fiddler was the same. Fucking this guy was so painful when you played him in junior.
Oh my God, I can imagine.
And yeah, you never really played with Fids, but did you play with him in Nashville at all?
Fuck, I hated
Dude, I mean, he was under everybody's skin. He might fucking even probably his own roommate.
Yeah, I'd take him on my team though.
For sure.
Yeah, but fuck, I wanted to kill him.
So it takes one, you know, takes one to know one type thing. But in hockey, in general, you know, it's a boys' club. Usually the guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of different cultures in our game and stuff. So maybe there's that barrier. But as far as like a good guy fucking that you battled against, you think is a prick, if you end up playing on the same team, odds are you're going to be, you know,
getting drunk with them.
Totally.
Swish?
Yeah, I would say for me, it was Chris Butler. Butsy got sent down to the jungle my first year pro. And I remember we were playing together. We ended up playing together probably for 4 years, just kind of off and on, whether we were up or down. But in the minors, we always played together. And I just remember, you know, trying to be buddies with him off the ice. Like I was a loud kid coming in, probably a little obnoxious. He was a grumpy old veteran that just got sent down. He was 30-odd years old and, you know, had to move with the family from St. Louis to Chicago and just, you know, probably was a little pissed off where he was being, you know, an NHL vet of 400 games at the time. And I remember I'd always ask Butsy, like after practice, especially the first month, I'd be like, Butsy, you know, let's go for lunch. And he'd just look at me and be like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, what? You want to go for lunch? And he'd be like, nah, I got enough friends. I'm like, Jesus, okay. So
he said
this guy just must hate me. Yeah, but then you know, as time went on, he started to really open up and you know, like me and appreciate me for who I am, and he's still one of my better friends today. So I would say Butsy at first, you know, he was really cold to me, and then eventually, like, you know, kind of ended up being like an uncle or an older brother to me. So I would say him for sure.
Yeah, Butsy. I played with Butsy in Calgary, and I liked Butsy, but there was also a part of me that like kind of thought he was a bit of a ball lick, you know, and he was. He was a bit of a ball lick, and he had to be because, yeah, he was an NHL defenseman, but he was borderline, right? So he knew that he had to lick some balls to stick around there. And I'm like, okay, you lick Bob Hartley's balls. I ain't licking there.
No.
I'd rather go to fucking Abbotsford and ride the fucking United fucking flight to Chicago.
Those are not balls you want to lick.
Bus to Grand Rapids. Uppy, you brought up a great point about, you know, guys you played against, and for me it was, you know, growing up in Port Hope. Corey Stillman, he played in Lindsay, and, you know, growing up, obviously we're all the best players on our team, and me and him would be going, you know, at it as kids, and then I played AAA with him in Central. became buddies. I went and, got cut when playing Quinny, and then we played junior together in Kingston. And Corey Stillman ended up being my best buddy in junior. So, we went from playing against each other's kids to playing AAA together to being best buddies playing for Kingston. So, and then the other one for me, last one for me, boys, Zenon Konopka. I fucking hated Nopper. I mean, I fought him 3 times. He signs with us in Anaheim. It's the lockout year, and we have such a, close-knit group from all the summer camps and everything. And I'm like, fuck, I remember talking to Loops and the boys in training camp. I'm like, I don't want this guy. And I'm like, I don't want to play with this fucking guy. And he comes in, and I'm like, look at him. He's just being a hero. And then fought him in training camp. And then I finally started realizing this isn't an act. This is how this guy is. He couldn't be more genuine. This is how he is. He's just fucked up in the head that this is how he plays the game, and this is how he is. So I went from hating Zenon Konopka to him being one of my favorite teammates and loving him, and one of the guys I got drunk with more than anyone throughout my career. Yeah, Konopka was the man. So that's a great question. Thanks for sticking with Missin Curfew, because we were plugs at the start. I would agree with him on that, and maybe we still are, but we're fooling them, eh, Swishy boy? We're fooling them.
One day at a time, baby.
KC, what do you got, fella?
All right, boys, we got a good call in here from Jack Pern. You got to get back to your party days for this one, so here we go.
Fellas, Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Hey, I want you to pick your Mount Rushmore of your ultimate party roster. So I want you to pick 4 guys from these categories. You got to pick 1 ex-NHL guy. You got to pick 1 actor, 1 musician, and then another ex-athlete from a different sport. So pick one of those from each category, guys that you'd love to party with for your Mount Rushmore of partiers. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks, fellas.
Okay, he said, I know, and then I need a fucking musician, eh?
So it's 1 former NHL player.
1 former NHL player, 1 actor or former actor, an athlete from another sport, and then a musician.
Schmaltz, you want to lead us off, fella?
I'm stuck on musician. Someone go. I got my other 3.
Yeah, I got it here. So I need an actor too.
Okay. You need an actor, fella.
All right, I got it. So I am going to go with former or NHL player. I'm going to go with prime Chris Chelios.
Wow.
And then for my musician, I'm going to parlay that into a young man, not so young anymore, Bob Rock, Kid Rock. Actor, Charlie Sheen. Other athlete outside of hockey, Dennis Rodman. And that is my 4-ball. I'm taken to the chin of Columbia, and we're going to get after it. That's who I want to go to Ibiza with. That's who I want to go to Miami with, Vegas. That is my 4-ball. So again, Rodman, Chelios, Sheen, Bob Rock.
Fuck. Man. Well, okay, I'll go here. Fucking, wow, well done, dude. I mean, honorable mention, I'm always going to say Lupul and Upshaw as my honorable mentions because I fucking loved partying with those boys back in the day when we were snapping around. But if we're going to go ex-NHLers, I'm going with nobody else than Bob Proby. I'm fucking going Proby. Proby, fella, rest in peace. I would have loved to fucking rock and roll with you and party with you back in the day, buddy. The guy was an absolute beauty. Obviously, we lost him too soon. For actors, again, I'm going close to homeboys. I'm going to say Kevin Connolly. Charlie Sheen, I didn't think about that. I don't know if I could, after watching the Charlie Sheen documentary, I don't even think I could have kept up with Chucky. So I'm going to say Kevin Connolly. Athlete from another sport, I'm going Big John Daly. Hey, he's just loved getting drunk and eating Mickey D's. Me and John, we could have got along well. And the last but not least, the guy who used to bang Pamela Anderson from Motley Crue, Tommy, what's his name? Tommy Lee would be my musician of a guy that I would mainly just back in the day to get some eyes on Pam, but she was probably rocking with a few people too. So I'm going to go Bobby Probert, Kevin Connolly, big old John Daly, and Tommy Lee with his big old wrench swinging it around. That's what I'm going with.
All right. My ex-athlete from another sport is Arnold Palmer.
Oh, yeah.
He and I made it.
He was my favorite.
Ladies back.
Well done, bud. I loved him.
Actor would be would be either modern day or previous day Bob Thornton, Billy Bob.
Billy Bob.
I'm going to go ex-NHLer. It's no one else other than the Colorado Extreme president, Brian Berard, in his heyday.
Yeah.
No one fucking.
Yeah, that's true. No one goes harder than, no one went harder.
And then my musician, I'm a little torn. It's actually blank right now, but I'm thinking I go,
Great up.
I don't even know. Like freaking Bruce Springsteen when he was buzzing through town. But you guys know me on.
What about Jimi Hendrix and Updog?
Yeah.
Oh.
I even thought just
Mick Jagger.
Elvis fucking in his day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all fuck yeah.
Heads up.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
But Elvis would be more fun. They'd probably,
Right? Like the shit he was
probably be a little more trim.
What was he doing back in the day?
Elvis?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
So was Johnny Cash, though, too. You wouldn't have had a headache hanging around Johnny Cash, I can tell you. I'm going to change my actor because Cons is my boy. I'm going to go Brad Pitt back in the day.
Yeah.
A young Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Just because, you know,
He kept it tight too, right?
Like kept it tight,
no,
but I would have liked to party with Brad Pitt.
No one knew like what sort of after parties Brad was finding himself at. Like, he kept his shit pretty tight.
Some good ones.
Yeah, well, no shit.
Some real good
But, like
ones.
everyone talks about Leo and banging all these broads, but like Brad was doing just as much, just away from the.
Yeah, and I if I didn't know Leo, my answer would have been Leo, and not that I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know him that well because I don't. But I have been to parties with him, and I have seen him the way he maneuvers. The one thing I do respect Leo about is for being arguably the biggest movie star on the planet, he would go to clubs.
Yeah.
He would go to One Oak. He would go to fucking 14. He would go to these shakers. But when I seen him in his element at these One Oak parties at Coachella and stuff, and he still was kind of just with his hat down and not really getting after it, I was like, kind of went down a little notch for me. I'm sure he gets after it. Cons is probably going to let me have it for this, but you know, I would have probably said Leo if I didn't know him a little bit.
Like, how about a nice cigar and a glass of whiskey with Arnold Palmer, though?
Arnold was my favorite. I mean, when I played in Tampa, I had the PR team reach out to Bay Hill and see if I could go there and meet him, and it didn't work out for me. But he was my favorite. I got an Arnold Palmer head cover on my golf bag. Arnold was my favorite.
Yeah.
That's a great question. That's a great answer, Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
I wish I could change mine from Big John Daly. Swishy, let me hear your Mount Rushmore one more time, fella. Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
I had Chelios, Bob Rock, Rodman, and Chuck Sheen, and the only one that I would maybe sub out would be Rodman, but it's tough to leave Dennis off that because he was just all time, and that's my guy, Worm. But one name that's sneaky, Broadway Joe DiMaggio.
Oh yeah,
like that guy.
Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Sticky Mantle. Those guys, I mean, back in the day, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. Mickey Mantle, I'd love to get pinned with back in the day in New York.
Joe Seismith or
Joe Namath.
Namath.
Yeah.
He was fucking throwing his meat around.
He could get her done too. Mark Messier back in the day.
Yeah, Moose.
The thing about Dennis Rodman, Updog has a great Rodman story when he came over to your house with that. But I was watching The Last Dance again. I've watched that I don't know how many times, too many probably, but I just love MJ. And anyways, Dennis Rodman, and when Phil Jackson's like, he's like, he knew what I was all about. They knew that he had to let me go and have some fun and I would come play hard. Like, probably don't have to worry about that anymore, but like looking back on certain guys' careers, I wonder if coaches would have been more like that. Like, hey, O'Brien, you need a couple nights, go fucking blow it out. And instead of us having to find our time to go blow it out, like if coaches came and said, hey, I'm going to give you 2 nights to go fucking rock and roll, and you come back here ready to work your balls off.
Come back a better man.
Well, it might take me a couple days to be a better man, but you come back ready to rock. Like, you have to know where I'm going with this is Phil Jackson knew that Dennis Rodman was a different person, Swishy, and he had to, work with him because he knew how valuable he was to the team.
Yeah, well, Phil Jackson's been on a few podcasts, but he did one with Rick Rubin like 3 years ago, and I listened to it, regularly. I probably listened to it at least once a year, and I remember him saying about Dennis Dennis would do that, but then he'd be the guy the next day up in the morning working out. Like he went to a Formula One race with Dennis in Dallas one time, and they ended up being there. They're supposed to be there for one day. They flew in, ended up being there for 4 nights, and then flying to LA. But while they were there and Phil was with Dennis, he'd be knocking on his door every morning. Like, we got to work out. We got to get a sweat in. Then we're going to the gym. And then he'd run it back all the way until 6 in the morning. So I think with a guy like Dennis, that's just an anomaly. You know what I mean?
No, and MJ tells the story in The Last Dance of when they finally got him back after his Vegas trip, and Phil was trying to get him in better shape, and they were doing that drill where the one guy goes and you got to chase him and catch him. He's like, none of us could catch Dennis. He's like, Dennis was always there and ready to rock. Yeah. So that goes back to saying guys that would party and couldn't play. If you're going to party, you got to be able to play. Last but not least, here on our little Mount Rushmore, Billy Idol. You think Billy Idol it would have been fun to rock and roll?
All
with
those nights at MSG? They had to.
Yeah.
Fucking,
I mean,
70 sellouts? Like that good. Joel. You say Billy Idol?
I said Billy Idol.
Idol, yeah.
Monet?
White
Oh,
Wedding?
God.
White Wedding, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great question. So thank you, boys.
Boys, I got one more.
All right.
One more really quick one, just because it's Christmas Eve, and I remember last year we did a little over/under on how many drinks Uppy was going to have on Christmas Day. So I'd love for you guys to run through that really quick, and maybe try to remember back to last year, Uppy, and let's see if we can top it, eh?
All right, but I don't think it's going to top Buffalo and Shane O'Brien, but we'll...
Well, listen, I used to drink on Christmas Eve a 26er at least at Crown Royal, go to midnight mass half cocked. My mom no longer goes to midnight mass probably because I probably embarrassed her, but I don't do that anymore because I want to get up with my nephews. And I don't really drink a whole lot on Christmas Day, to be honest with you. But I used to, Casey, before we get to the up dog, I used to polish a 26 or Crown Royal on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But you drink Christmas Day, right?
I drink all the time. I was going to say I was going to take this year and tread lightly. Really like clean up my act. But now that we're talking drinking, I kind of got a little glow in my eye. I'm probably going to stick to waking up with coffee and Baileys. I'm going to have a mimosa. And then I'm going to have 2 IPAs while I prep breakfast. And then I'm going to do maybe a vodka soda, Tito's. Then I'm going to go on to another beer. And then I'm going to get into the wine around 4. So finished with maybe a whiskey from Japan or Ireland. So maybe like 12 drinks, 14.
I'll take the over on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over, too. Yep.
Hey, do you remember when Uppy came up to us at the party in Aspen? And he had the 2 gin and sodas in his hand. And we were like just talking about the runner he's on. He's like, hey, Swishy, look at this. Gin and soda, bud. Gin and soda. Hey, fucking, how about that? Gin and soda. He had a pair of them. I'm like, we were just literally talking. I'm like, this fucking, I was losing my voice. And I'm talking to Swishy, and it's 180 degrees down here. And we're like, this Upshaw, man, he just never stops. And I remember he comes around the corner, 2 cocktails. He's like, hey, Swishy, gin and soda, fella.
Yeah, he's doing the old bounce around. The glasses are going everywhere. He's like, Swishy. I'm like, what's up, fella? He's like, gin and soda.
I think I'm on to something with that, though, right?
You are. I'm going to say you are.
Fucking chin and soda. Double chin and sodas, bud.
Double chin and sodas. That's fucking great.
You're a beauty. Thank you to everyone that called in and wrote in. You guys are absolute beauties. Swishy, thanks, my man. Updog. Thank you to Hall Pass Media, Kyle, Casey, Conway, Max, Ice Pickup. That was Missin Curfew.
Merry Christmas, fellas.